Hey fam, the number of Bengali Hindus who have lost their lives to murder, the number of Hindu girls gang raped and killed, the number of villages burnt to the ground, number of Bengali Hindus who have lost their homes and fled to other states to survive is so huge that it will shock you. This violence has certainly overtaken the Sikh genocide in Delhi in the wake of Indira Gandhi's murder and is being compared to the ethnic cleansing of Hindus in Kashmir. Now, let me ask you one question. When has PM Modi taken a tough stand for Hindus? On anything, I would be grateful if you, my family, can plug in some facts that may have eluded me. People thought he was a hero due to Godhra. No, he was not. The 59 women and children and some men among them burned to death in coach S6 of the Sabarmati Express have still not been registered even as victims till date. As we know, fake cases were lodged on innocent Hindus by Break India forces to hide the truths that the women and children passengers coming back from Ayodhya were burnt alive by the Muslims with full sinister planning. Nobody would understand that better than Modi ji because he was one of the accused of that conspiracy. He was the chief minister and innocent. Therefore, after a court battle, he came out of it. As for the rest of the poor Gujarati Hindus, fake cases lodged against them are going on to date. And no, he was not fair and balanced at all between Hindus and Muslims during or after the Godhra riots. CM Modi went to psychotic levels to protect Gujarati Muslims while Gujarat police killed mainly Hindus. This anti-Hindu streak of his only intensified as the PM of India. He empowered the anti-secular minority ministry and minority commission and doled out crores and crores of our taxpayers' money to benefit only the Muslims. Should such benefits be given based on Hindu-Muslim criteria or as per merit and economic need? To understand the truth of the heroic abrogation of Article 370, just know that Kashmir is in a pathetic state of one step forward and 4 steps backward. And just so you know, no documentation of the 1990 Kashmiri Hindu genocide has either been undertaken in the past or even allowed today under PM Modi. Remember how Modi government had no idea about the dangerous Tablighi Jamaat that was housed in the heart of our capital and finds mention as the training organization of radical Islamic terrorists serving time in Guantanamo Bay, or how Maulana Saad just vanished. Also remember that he called our Gaur Rakshaks as goons. PM Modi allowed Shaheen Bagh to happen and the death and destruction of Hindus is his failure. And no, I do not buy the Kejriwal bull. The government in the center has amazing powers to protect its people. And if we, the regular people, had serious doubts about Kejriwal, why did PM Modi not keep him in check? Eventually, Hindus faced torture and killings. The whole left cabal stood up to protect the Muslim perpetrators. What about the Hindu youth who resisted the killings in Delhi riots as self-defense? Thousands are languishing in jail even today. Also, has any government compensation been given to the kith and kin of the victims? No. Just like Kejriwal, PM Modi feels the plight only of Muslims, however fake their story of victimhood is. The cringeworthy negative publicity that India got all over the world was PM Modi's failure. Doesn't he understand the power of positive press for a developing nation like India? Apparently he does not. After all, look at his chosen Dumbo minister who handles information and broadcasting ministry. Who is responsible for the play out of fake farmers' protest that has cost the nation dearly for spoiling the image of India for creating unrest and huge loss of taxpayers' money? Who is responsible for what happened on 26 January when Indian citizens were terrorized and our national flag, our pride, was shown such disrespect? The masterstroke genius, PM Modi. When it came to COVID response to the second wave, did he not know that the opposition is ready to endanger Indians to dethrone him? Pretty much like he has thrown his karyakartas to the wolves to achieve a moral high ground of victimhood? Is it not his job to ensure the safety and security of every Indian? And when he is unable to do so because he has not been able to set up an efficient, workable system with the states, again, whose fault is that? The beds are being sold in the hospitals in black. The oxygen is being hoarded and being sold in the black market. Life-saving drugs are being thrown away in the gutters. India is begging the world for oxygen and vaccines while these are being wasted here. Why? To sabotage PM Modi. Worse still, he is unable to do anything about it. The only state where allegedly PM Modi's office is working hard is UP, and that too to derail and sabotage CM Yogi Adityanath. Why? Because successful popular politicians seem to make PM Modi insecure. He's fine with murderous jihadi CM but not with an overperforming one. Media people who should have been reprimanded long back for endangering our nation are printing lies that shame Indians. But PM Modi seems to be desperate for the love of all anti-India forces, even at the cost of safety of his countrymen and his legacy. And we Indians must partake of the spoils of his savior syndrome or people pleaser complexities. By not checking Mamata Banerjee, who seems to have ties with radical Islamic terrorist outfits, or highly doubtful Kejriwal, he weakens us. By not checking media that seems to be funded by Breaking India forces, he is weakening us. Baba Ramdev's Ayurvedic COVID solutions that are proving their efficacy in a test of time are ignored by Modi government. Rajiv Malhotra ji's thorough research on artificial intelligence is ignored. By giving bureaucracy that is beholden to the corrupt Congress a free hand to run the nation, he is weakening us. Today, RSS is like a pathetic, aged lion with no teeth. Vishwa Hindu Parishad is almost finished. Hindu Yuva Vahini is dismantled. By whose directions? Can you guess? And why? Because these organizations made the Muslims feel insecure. So here we are. I want to clarify that I'm sharing these facts because I am reading such heart-rendering appeals being made to PM Modi by his supporters to come into his own, trying to inspire him to be like Hanumanji or Bhagwan Ram and the ocean. And I just have to bring in a reality check. Yes, I am a PM Modi supporter too. But as Hindu voters who are being exposed to danger and death in our motherland, we cannot afford to be delusional. PM Modi is not Hindu friendly, but he is the best option we have as of now. Much, much, much better than corrupt Congress could ever be. But if we overlook his anti-Hindu or anti-proud Indian way of working, we will fall in a ditch again. So we have to take off our rose-tinted glasses of being a Modi Bhakt and question him incessantly over and over. It is our right and our duty as a voter. We have to keep a strict eye that Yogi ji is allegedly not lost to us in petty, insecure Modi bureaucracy games. We have to make sure that the likes of Himant Biswa Sarma become stronger in the BJP party. We have to exercise our strength as a strong vote bank and make the government work for us. Enough of this gullibly waiting for master stroke from Hindu Hriday Samrat while we are being killed and mutilated in his mind games. Let's be awake and alert and make politician Narendra Modi work for us Indians, a job that he has taken an oath to do. एक ही दिल है और वो भारत माँ जीत चुकी हैं. Thanks for listening, fam, and I'll see you soon.